Knicks fans, the team bounced back in this recent home stretch and is riding momentum after a blowout 137-114 win over Minnesota, but there's a dark cloud that will not go away just yet. Mitchell Robinson still remains a major question mark, and the way the Knicks handle him could define this season. So today we're gonna dive into the timeline, the rumors, the real roster cost, and the decision Leon Rose and the front office are quietly staring down right now. So first, let us set the scene. Last night at the Garden, the Knicks absolutely dominated the Wolves, specifically in the second half, outscoring Minnesota 83-56 over the final 2 quarters and winning 137-114. Brunson had a clean lead-by-example game with 23 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds, and OG Anunoby poured in 25 and grabbed 8 himself. Towns posted another double-double and the team looked cohesive. That's the good headline, but underneath the box score is the bigger season-level problem that we cannot ignore. So here are the facts. Mitchell Robinson has been subject of intense management and the team has consistently labeled his absence as left ankle load management. Officially, that's true. The Knicks are protecting him. They say it's a plan, not a setback, but the optics are awful. He missed multiple early games and then reappeared briefly and then was managed again. When a core defensive anchor is missing long stretches early in the season, every opponent gets a gift. Multiple outlets tracking the story paint the same picture: cautious team language and fan frustration at the lack of clear updates. Let's be blunt, load management is normally used to give rest in a tightly packed schedule or to stagger minutes after a player has been playing heavy minutes, but what we are seeing with Mitch looks like more than a routine rest. I know that he's good right now, but he sat out long enough that you have to ask, did he re-aggravate something or is there a lingering structural issue? Teams rarely withhold a key rotation piece multiple games without at least a clearer timeline. The point here is simple. Fans and analysts are allowed to be skeptical. When a defensive paint protector is missing episode after episode, it's not merely a schedule tweak, it becomes a roster problem. But when he's healthy like he was against the Timberwolves in the previous couple games, Robinson brings a ton. He's perhaps the league's most disruptive rebounder and rim protector when he's healthy. He alters shots, cleans the glass at a very high level, especially offensively with the offensive rebounds, and helps mask perimeter defensive slides. Without him, opposing teams attack the rim more and earn second chances and force the Knicks to rotate help defenders away from their strengths. In the Timberwolves game, you could clearly feel the strength and impact that Mitchell Robinson has on the court. In my opinion, he is the clear X factor this season and who will determine how far the Knicks go in the playoffs. So listen, this is not up to Mike Brown whether or not he will play or he won't. This is more so up to the medical staff on the Knicks, led by Casey Smith. And despite what I said earlier about the frustrations that the fans have and the media has with Mitch's absence in the beginning of the season, I do still think that the Knicks have a good plan for keeping him healthy, so he could be healthy and ready to go for the playoffs and the finals hopefully this season. So even if that means he misses 5 games in a row in the regular season, I still think that that's the most important thing long term. But the question is, when Mitchell Robinson is out in the regular season, who can step in for him? After Guerschon Yabusele, the obvious names are the young frontcourt players the Knicks have, which is Ariel Hukporti, Trey Jemison, and Mohamed Diawara. Now don't get me wrong, each of those guys provides something to the table, but none replace Mitch's unique blend of verticality, timing, and free agent caliber rim protection. Diawara as a rookie is athletic and seems to be earning trust defensively, but he's raw offensively and needs minutes to translate that into reliability. Jemison gives size and toughness but is still learning the nuances, and Hukporti has length but needs polish. On paper, the Knicks have pieces. In practice, none of them currently give you anywhere near Mitch-level stability night in and night out. So the question really is twofold. Can one of these guys grow into an incremental solution, or does the front office need to explore an outside fix? Now the real ugly part is that Mitchell Robinson will be an unrestricted free agent next summer, and his availability is part medical and part value calculus. And as we all know, the Knicks championship window is now. Brunson, Towns, Bridges, OG, and Hart make this a championship or bust roster for the short term. Now look, if Robinson cannot be counted on long term, his contract and future become a huge question. Some reports even have suggested that the Knicks are calling around on other pieces and discussing deals like flipping Pacome Dadier to create wiggle room or balance the roster. If the front office decides his risk outweighs the reward, you're talking about a potentially seismic offseason decision. This is why the situation is urgent and not just an injury update. We also need to talk about the bench. Last night, the bench contributions were very good. Deuce McBride chipped in with 14, Josh Hart had 18, but the bench shooting and scoring consistency has been a question mark. If the Knicks are forced to lean heavier on small ball and wing defense to compensate for Mitch, bench scoring and spacing become even more critical. That raises the stakes on development for Diawara and whatever rotation Brown settles on. The good news is that the bench showed energy and the ability to close. The bad news is that the depth will be tested across an 82-game grind and in playoff matchups where mismatches get exploited. This is the fun part for fans and the dangerous part for the front office. Option A is be patient, manage Mitch, bring him back when he's safe, and let youth fill in the gaps. Option B is admit the risk profile is too high, use his value while it exists, and trade for a more dependable rim protector or a reliable big. Both moves carry risk. Trade now and you might regret losing Mitch when he returns healthy. Wait and he might re-injure or be limited, costing you a playoff run. Either way, this is a boardroom level decision that impacts the next several years for the franchise, but I will say if Mitch continues to stay healthy this season overall and does not get a new injury, I do believe that he is untouchable. Here is what I would do if I was calling the shots today. Tighten the rotation, shorter stints for Towns when possible, play more switch ball with OG and Bridges like the wings, helping at the rim, and push Diawara into high leverage minutes to accelerate his growth. On offense, emphasize Brunson's playmaking and get Towns easier scoring chances at the rim where he can be effective without full mobility. Now on the defensive end, commit to rebounding as a team concept so that opponents do not feast on second chance points. So my final take is this: I think that the Knicks can survive this stretch and remain competitive if they treat Mitch's absence as a shop window and aggressively develop the youth, while also quietly gauging trade options. But this, I believe, is still a red flag level tissue. If Robinson continues to miss large swaths of the season without clearer updates from the Knicks, the team will have a real decision to make by the trade deadline. So I would expect the front office to be active, or at least to be listening in case that they get a good offer, and the best short-term storyline to follow is this: who steps up first, Diawara or Jemison? Watch them. If one of those guys becomes reliable, the panic eases. If not, the trade talk will get louder. So make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you team patient or team trade? Who has to step up right now? And if you like this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will be all over the next development. It's been KNYT here, and I'll see you guys after the next one.